Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. One day Abu Sufyan bin Harb, he was doing the business with his companions in Syria, and Heraclius, he was the emperor of that time of Elia, which is Jerusalem now. So when Heraclius came to know about these people came to do the business, he called those people into his court. So Abu Sufyan and his companions went to the court where other senior Roman dignitaries were there as well. Heraclius asked them, who is the man closest to that man who claims to be the prophet? Abu Sufyan said, I am. So Heraclius said, bring Abu Sufyan closer to me, and his companions put them in the back. So I'm going to ask the questions, and if Abu Sufyan will lie, his friends will contradict him. And Abu Sufyan at that time, he said, by Allah, if I was not afraid of my companions labeling me as a liar, I would spoken false about the Prophet at that time. So Heraclius asked, what is his family status amongst you? Abu Sufyan replied, he belongs to the noble family amongst us. Heraclius asked, has anyone amongst you claimed to be the Prophet before him? Abu Sufyan replied, no. Heraclius asked, was anybody amongst his ancestor was a king? Abu Sufyan replied, no. Heraclius asked, do rich people follow him or poor people follow him? Abu Sufyan replied, poor people follow him. Heraclius asked, is his followers increasing or decreasing in number? Abu Sufyan replied, increasing in number. Heraclius asked, does anybody who embrace Islam after some time, do they leave Islam? Abu Sufyan said no. Heraclius asked, before his claim of becoming prophet, did he lie? Abu Sufyan said no. Heraclius asked, does he break promises? So Abu Sufyan said, no, we are at truce with him and we don't know what we will do. And Abu Sufyan said, this was the only time when I could speak against him. Heraclius asked, do you have war with him? Abu Sufyan said, yes. Heraclius asked, what was the outcome of the war? Abu Sufyan said, sometime we win, sometime they win. Heraclius asked, what he tell you to do? Abu Sufyan replied, he tells us to worship Allah and Allah alone, pray, speak truth, and keep good intentions. After Heraclius asked these questions, then Heraclius replied to the questions that he asked Abu Sufyan, that why did he ask these questions? Heraclius said that I asked you about his family and you replied he belongs to the noble family. And then he said, in fact, all the prophets who came, they belong to the noble family amongst their respective people. Heraclius said, has anybody among you claimed anything that he claimed? And then your answer was a negative. If the answer would be positive, then I would think that he is just following the previous man's statement. And then Heraclius said that I asked you the question that as any of his ancestor was a king, and then your answer was a negative. If your answer would be positive, then I would think that he is just following the kingship. Then Heraclius said that I asked you that does he ever lie before claiming to be the prophet? And then your answer was a negative. So I wonder, the person who never speak lies, how can he lie about Allah? Heraclius said, I asked you that rich people follow him or poor people follow him, and you replied that poor people follow him. And then Heraclius said, in fact, all the prophets, they have been followed by the poor people with the same class of people. Then Heraclius said that I asked you that his followers are increasing or decreasing, and you replied that they're increasing. And he said, this is the way of the truth until it completes in all respects. And then Heraclius said that I asked you that people who follow him and embrace Islam, after embracing Islam, do they leave the religion? And then you say no. And then he said, in fact, this is the power of the truth. When it comes into the heart, nothing compares. And then Heraclius said that I asked you that does he ever betray? You said he never betrayed. And he said, actually, all the prophets, they never betrayed. So at the end, Heraclius said, I want to read exactly what Heraclius said. Then I asked you what he ordered you to do. You replied that he ordered you to worship Allah and Allah alone, not worship any idols. He ordered you to pray, to speak truth, and to be chaste. If what you have said is true, he will very soon occupy this place underneath my feet. And I knew it, that he was going to appear, but I did not know that he would be from you. And if I could reach him, definitely I would go immediately to meet him. And if I were with him, I would certainly wash his feet.